Hello and welcome to Operation PaperDrip. I'm Nick McQuik, that's Uncle Hack. Joining us, special guest Kyle Lucy. Today we're talking about a nightmarish situation in Canada. Bill 63, the online hate speech bill is going forward, and it can be used retroactively, fining comedians or anybody that's caught using whatever is deemed as inappropriate by the government up to $70,000 or a jail sentence, which could be life in jail. Comedians with long storied histories on social media. What's your opinions?
Oh, well, I've reserved my spot at the Edmonton Reman because I think I'll be doing life for hate speech at this point in time. Nationally, I'm known as a white nationalist adjacent comedian at this point. So I think, hey, my cod has been made, baby. I believe it.
God, I'm just happy that I'm mentally ill, so I have an excuse.
Yeah, well.
Thank God. The woke politics, they can't use that against me.
I have stuff they're gonna dig up, but I mean, like, how do they really enforce it? Like, what are they gonna do?
Fine you up to $70,000, or in some cases, a life in jail. What are those cases?
I fat shamed for 10 years.
Yeah? Well, you look great.
I just thought it was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that bad. That's what I'm gonna say to the judge. It's not that bad, right? Just be a idiot.
Well, you should hear the stuff I've done since then.
That's gonna be all of our defense. It's gonna be like, come on.
Your Honor, if I'm being honest, she was a little chunky, but she tightened it up a little. Like, can we?
Retroactively, she lost 30 pounds. So,
I mean, I can be clever with words. If you're clear in the language, you can't say this or do that. Or they're like, okay, cool, I can tap dance around those landmines. But if you're just like, we haven't defined what the language is, but we're going forward and making a bill, it's like you're just giving them a loaded gun that they can pull on anyone at any time and put them in jail forever because they can deem whatever they want to be unfit.
totally.
This is like terrifying, tyrannical things.
Yeah, we're going back to like Stalin-style communism of like ratting on your neighbor for hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Because you like you said, those fines, half of it goes to the government and half of it goes to the victim.
The rat.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make
You're
sense.
getting paid to snitch.
Yeah, real. The
Yeah.
incentive.
And with healthcare, free stitches.
Yeah.
At that point, are we just slowly handing all of our money to the government because you're just halving? Because, like, let's be honest, somebody's probably said something to either of us that we could be like, we could play victim on that. And be
Yeah.
like, this guy told me to kill myself, and I thought about it, so I want to charge you.
Yeah, we could all like that would just spread. That wildfire would spread.
Every time they ask me to round up money for like the McDonald's fund, I'm like, that's an assault on me. That's anti-Semitism. Don't try and take my money.
Yeah, the Monopoly game comes rolling around, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, listen, we're the ones trying to gain some land right now.
We have a ceasefire. It's good.
Yeah. Tell that to Rafa.
And this will be lovely to be played at your upcoming court for Bill 63.
All I'm doing is like remembering all the. Like, I'm having a panic attack right now.
It's a little terrifying, isn't it?
I mean,
Like,
this is just so ridiculous. Like, how are they gonna this isn't gonna get passed. It surely
well,
can't.
here's the thing. The person signing off on this has done blackface so many times he can't remember.
Like, how he's the biggest hypocrite.
I know.
Like, how's he's gonna get in himself?
Yeah. I mean, and his whole thing of like, oh, it was a different time and I was younger. And now this can be retroactive. It could be a different time and I was younger. Like, sometimes you say words and you don't think about the consequences that they have, but now it can come after you.
Who's that other guy? His name's Stephen Gilboa, I think his name. He's a
Yes.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
He's the one I feel like is whispering into Justin's ear.
He's the environmental minister, I believe, right?
I don't even know what he does, but some of the he does or says is f***ing insane.
Yeah. No, it's nuts. Well, I mean, maybe he'll get locked up for the shit he says. Who knows? Any word you say can be a crime. Do not leave your house. Do not talk. Eat your government ration of insects.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Like, yeah, you can't say anything because that's also CO2 probably.
Yeah, exactly. They'll charge you for your carbon emissions. Oh, man.
But they're actively trying to control the internet, and we're seeing it, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
in real time. Like with the CRTC trying to get its hands on like platforms like Netflix to promote more Canadian content. Same with YouTube, and then same with
yeah, that worked out great with getting news.
Yeah, that was the next point I was gonna make. But like with this bill, they're trying to dupe the public into thinking it's a good thing by saying like, well, this is gonna help with children, right? The put guardrails up. We're gonna actively be hunting child porn, which like
they already are.
Yeah,
that's already a crime.
Yes.
But then you see like the Sound of Freedom came out, and then they pretty much like stifled that in all the theaters.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't give a shit about that.
No, they don't. Well, fun thing about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
They already got them all.
Yeah. Jail? What do you mean? These guys are making movies. Who else is gonna run Nickelodeon? You wanna hang around those goddamn kids all day long? No.
Anytime the government has to involve themselves to protect the children is a failing of parents.
Yeah.
The parents should be active. You don't just give them an iPad and let them watch Alex Jones, not until they're 5. Okay? They have to know it's funny, so they don't take it serious.
Well, that's like another, you bring up Alex Jones, but that's another like point that the Liberal Party is like trying to make right now is like alt-right extremism is on a rise because guys like Alex Jones, and it's like, well, wouldn't you think that it's because of like, you've contradicted yourself so much in the past 6-7 years of like the blackface incident, and then the handling of the pandemic was
SNC Lavalin.
The scandals are
the
like
Nazi in the Parliament.
yeah,
standing ovation.
The one thing, literally the one thing that you guys say that we got to fight against, you brought one in, and we're like, this guy's sick.
And that's just it. It is the hypocrisy too, because the trucker convoy, they had one Nazi flag raised or whatever, and they're like, look, it's alt-right. And then when the liberals do it, they're like, hey, they just started going like,
everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, like it's like the consequences never matter to them.
Do you think the Nazi flag incident at the trucker convoy was staged, or are you like this?
Yeah,
Get at us in the comments and let us know.
It's weird because anytime there's some sort of like protest, anytime that protest like gets bastardized, the members of that protest always say it's like a government agent. Like in Black Lives Matter, there was people setting up bricks, in major protest spots. And, I have several black friends saying those are like agent provocateurs that are planting them, that are people trying to like fan the flames. And then it's like, now that you have a trucker convoy, suddenly to say that argument, they're like, no, they are Nazis.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that it's like, I guarantee, we're all Canadians. If they didn't go to Ottawa and annoy people, they'd let us out right after that.
Yeah.
After constant effort to be released from lockdown, nothing worked, and then that happened, and they're like, oh, well, we decided on our own. It's like, it didn't.
Do you think the encampments are just a little jealous that they don't have like a nice place they have to use tents, and there's really like, they got to bang pots and pans, and like, that's annoying, but it's not as annoying as like a truck horn.
Oh yeah, you get a 15-liter pumping with a nice compressor, you get that air horn just blasting.
It is hilarious seeing like the difference between like a left-leaning protest and a right-leaning protest. Like a right-leaning protest looked sick as hell.
It's what like the left-leaning protests are just fire and death and Kyle Rittenhouse. And then the right-leaning protests are just 40 beer guts honking if you're horny. Like it's not even.
It's tailgating.
It honestly is. Like they were playing street hockey. I still call the trucker convoy the greatest chili cook-off. Because every street corner dudes were cooking chili, handing it out, man. It's like there's a street hockey game going on there. There's a dude playing guitar. There's music. They're crushing beers. They're like, this is nice. And then it's sick.
Don Cherry's there, just like.
And even like the quote unquote encampment that they had just outside of Calgary. It was like motorhomes. A dude had an acoustic guitar, and they were making bacon and eggers in the morning. And like, there's 30 cops along the highway. They're like, "Dude, what are you doing here?"
And that's the thing. And like, Black Lives Matter like stole all that money, and she bought like a mansion.
Yeah,
and
in Calabasas.
Yeah, no one talks about that.
Into a white neighborhood.
What the?
Yeah, dude. Like a I think it was like a $12 million home.
Black Lives Matter, we're ungentrifying Calabasas.
Just complete dog move.
It's like
Oh
every
my
like
God.
time like a different protest happens. Like anytime you're like, hey, what about this? What about that? People are like, hey, man, you're being a dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you talking about?
You're racist.
Yeah.
You're racist for
I don't know.
It's gonna be weird when the government looks at us and goes, you're racist, life in jail. Everybody get down in the comments. Let me know how long you think, if the government got to look at your search history, how long do you think you'd be in jail? Me, it's gonna be life.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably just use my CBC articles.
What is it, hatespeech.org or something?
What was it? Hate speech?
Hatespeech.org?
Yeah.
How long do you think you're going in the clink?
I don't know. Like I don't really put out a lot of stuff, but I mean, I know I definitely like comment a lot of up stuff. So I mean, if they find that, like,
Okay, well, and where can people find you?
just Kyle Lucy, like Kyle Lucy Comedy or KyleLucy.com.
Sweet.
Lucey.
Thank you very much. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, share it with your auntie. Bye.
Okay.
Auntie.